And we're live. I'm so happy to be joined today by Jhoan Salinas, who is going to be fighting in just a few weeks. Cage Steel. If you can't attend in person, definitely got to tune in right here on millions.co. But if you can attend in person, make sure you go check it out. It's going to be an absolute show. Jhoan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. How are you feeling a few weeks out from fight night?
Hey guys, I feel great. Thanks for having me as well. Uh, I feel great. Camp has been going really well. Everything is on point, and I can't wait. I can't wait to go back again in the cage. So I'm really excited for this one.
As are we. As are we. Cage Steel 38. How pumped are you to compete under Cage Steel banner? And are you the type of fighter that kind of really analyzes their opponent leading up to fight week, or are you just mostly composed on yourself, making sure you're ready for fight night? Or do you have a hybrid approach, kind of doing both?
A little bit of both. Of course, I view my opponent and see the dangers and how he approached the game, or what should I expect when I get in there with him. But main focus always on me, what I'm gonna do, where I want to go, like with my game plan. So yeah, obviously I analyze his work and that, but just to keep it behind my head, knowing what's gonna happen, what might happen or not. But other than that, it's just the main focus on me and what I want to do. So yeah, that's how I like to approach the game, the fights.
Love it. Love it. Now, what got you into the fight game in the first place? What got you into the gym?
It was random. Like I used to play soccer, football, when I was younger, and after a while, I finished, like I was just in the gym, and it was like getting kind of boring. Just go to the gym. I needed that extra rush, like competing or something, because I've always done that since I was a kid, just playing soccer and you have the games, and so I missed that. I needed something like that. So I was gonna try something like CrossFit here in Iceland. It's not complete CrossFit, but it's similar, like a exercise circuits and that type with kettlebells and stuff. So I was gonna do that with my friends in Mjolnir, which is a MMA gym here as well. But when we went there, the course for that was full, so they were like, "Hey, you can do the kickboxing course instead, and then do the other one." And I was like, "Oh, sure." Then I started doing kickboxing, and then next thing led to the other. I was starting doing jiu-jitsu, and after a couple of years, 2 years of that, just doing like a little bit of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing, RVK MMA opened where I'm training at, and I tried their MMA. So I was like, "Oh shit!" I got hooked, and yeah, that led somehow that led to I started competing in 2019.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, what a beautiful story. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. I got to ask you, for those around the world who don't have the insight that you have, how has MMA and kind of the fight game grown in Iceland over the past few years? Have you seen a fair bit of growth in Iceland in regards to MMA over the past few years?
Oh yeah, it definitely has. Like it was first you could just train, and there was only like one gym doing MMA, but now slowly like we have three gyms doing MMA, like our gyms, Reykjavik MMA, Mjolnir, and then there's another one with a little bit of MMA. But the scene itself is just growing. Like jiu-jitsu was first always the biggest here, and now it's like a little bit everywhere. Like we have like another a Muay Thai gym, we have boxing gyms, like so it's growing everything, not just MMA. Like combat scene itself has grown, and yeah, it's been more attention to it now, like from the people, and it's growing a little bit everywhere, like a little bit, not much, but a little bit. But it's bigger than when I started. So yeah, it's very nice to see the how it has evolved through the years, and hopefully it's gonna get bigger with the time. Yeah, I can't hear you right now.
Now we're back, I think. That's good to hear, man. Growth is important, right? And it's great to hear that it's kind of started as jujitsu and it's grown multiple assets of the combat world. in the different gyms and different practices that you guys have in Iceland. So I love to hear that. Now, tell me about the transition from football to combat sports. Ki Kinda different, right, when you think about the physicality standpoint of sports. Like, what was that transition like for you?
Mm, I don't know. It was a big difference. Like, but like football, it's a lot of physical as well. Like you train a lot, you run a lot, like, and also like in the games, it a lot of like physical connection as well. It's a tough sport as well, but definitely it's not the same as going and fighting against someone and get punched. But it was a big difference. But I think like the main thing for me was like I it's not a team sport. It's all on you. I think that was the biggest change, and I think I like that more. Like it's all me. I don't have to like if I make a mistake. Obviously, it's gonna be a mistake against me, but not the whole team. I think that was the worst part of football. Like if you fucked up, sorry, if you do something mistakes, then it's not gonna just go on you. It's the whole team. So that was like I thought that was the worst part when you made mistakes in the football. So this is like on your own, so you take responsibility for yourself. So it's like I like that. I prefer that. Like it's not a team sport. It's just for you.
Fair
Or
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. It's a great point. Obviously, we had a big weekend of fights on Friday, starting off with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and then
Mm.
Saturday with John Jones and Stipe. Did you get to watch any of the fights? What were your thoughts on the fights?
I didn't watch. I think I got a little bit of Tyson and Jake Paul, but it was buffering, and so I was like, I was didn't really want to waste my the whole time waiting to see that fight. I was also not that excited for it because I knew it was gonna be like Jake Paul was gonna win it. I don't know. I had that feeling. But I haven't rewatched the John Jones card. I have to do it. I just didn't want to wake up like till 5 in the morning to watch the whole card. So I was like, I'm gonna rewatch it tomorrow. But I haven't done it, so I'm definitely gonna check that one.
Love it. Love it. I know there's a bunch, so I'm sorry to ask a broad question, but I'd love to hear one or two of the most impactful moments in your athletic career so far. What moments really stand out to you as you kind of reflect on the journey that you've had so far?
uh, so far, I think like my last performance, yeah, definitely stood up. Like I had a nice finish, like a knee bar finish in the first round. And I think everything like I remember before I walked to the arena, I was a little bit stressed, like because everything started so weird. Like you're next, like it was so rushed, so I was a little bit stressed. But then I completely like took a minute and I was like, hey, you know what you're gonna do. So yeah, and then the fight went like I went in there with a lot of like zero stress and just did my thing and everything went like pitch perfect. So it was like, wow, just like to take a breather before I went in, changed the whole thing. So yeah, that one was just very special for me. Yeah, like the way I won as well. I was like, wow, I don't know. For a minute after the fight, I was like, did I really just do that? I don't know. I was like, still like,
That's awesome. I have 2
so
questions on
yeah.
that kinda topic. Is that kind of the one way that you kinda rebalance yourself when things do get stressful? Maybe it's pre-fight, maybe it's the middle of a fight when things are just seeming chaotic. Is it just taking that deep breath, resetting, or are there any other ways you kind of help to, bring your mentality to where it needs to be?
Mm, it's just like take a minute. For me, it's like most of the time, like before I work out, like I do like I take a couple of breaths and like you know what you're gonna do. Like I remind myself like the whole process, the whole camp. Like I was working for 10 weeks just to make it here and make a good fight. So I'm not gonna let like my emotions or stress ruin that the whole work that I've done. Like you know you're ready. It's your just mind playing games with you, and just don't feed that energy. and just like calm yourself and remind yourself like, hey, you've done all the work. Now it's like the good part. Have fun and do what you wanted to do. Like you wanted to be here in the first place. It's that time now to get in and do what you wanted to really do, which is fighting. Yeah, right. So it's that like remind yourself of the whole journey behind the fight. So yeah, that helps me a lot. Yeah.
That's a great practice. That's a great practice. And that's facts too, because yeah, you've put in the work. The hard part is done. Now you get to go enjoy yourself in the ring and put that, see the fruits of your labor almost.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Definitely.
so that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when you kind of have a quick finish like that, right? First round knee bar, does your mind go, yes, I got the win? Or does it go, oh my gosh, I just put in 10 weeks of time, so much time, and I'm out of here in 2 minutes? What's kind of your mindset when that takes place?
Uh, my first thought was just like I won. Like yeah, definitely. Like I'm not surprised. Like I've done all the work, so winning for in 1 minute or the whole 3 rounds is like, yeah, I came ready. It can be like doesn't matter if it's 1 minute, 2 seconds, or the whole round. It's like you've done all the work. The main focus is winning. So yeah, my mind is just yeah, I won. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's the only important for me. It's like yeah, just get the win. Doesn't matter how it gets. Just the win is the most important part.
Very cool. Who are some fighters that you enjoy watching? Like, who do you draw inspiration from in the fight world?
I think like all of the fighters, like you can take something from each of one of them, like so. But specific will be like ooh, Robert Whittaker and Gilbert Burns as well. I like those styles. They can do like everything, and I love like how Burns he's always game. He's always ready and he's like grappling heavy. And you know Whittaker can do everything. He's well-rounded fighter and always has such a nice approach to the game, and I admire that. Yeah.
Amazing. Um, any any with obviously being a pro athlete, nutrition and recovery must be a big part of your life. What do you do to ensure that your recovery is optimal, given that you train so much, you're working so hard, you're always in the gym? Do you take any supplements or any good food that helps you refuel and gives you that extra push?
Mm, I'm still like studying all of that a little bit step by step each camp, like because cutting weight. I'm going lightweight now, so yeah, just I only do some the supplements, just the basics like BCA and creatine, all that stuff. Like I'm not like that deep into that all that supplement stuff. I don't know exactly what I should be taking every day or something. Just the basic standard. But besides that, mm, just try to get a good sleep after, and I do a lot of saunas like every day. I go to a sauna and do the cold plunge as well after training, and just make sure I'm eating good and good foods and sleeping like a lot of sleep. Yeah, nothing more deeper than that as it is now. Maybe further down the line, I will have to have some. I would like to have some like a real team behind it, like to do the things right, completely right.
Fair enough. Which what's your go-to for the BCAs and stuff? Which brand is it that you really like using?
Oh, I don't remember the name right now, to be honest.
No worries, no worries. What about fight gear, like gloves, shin guards? What kind of
Oh,
brand do you like in that world?
Fairtex. I'm a real fan of Fairtex. I have the MMA gloves and the shin pads and the boxing gloves, all from Fairtex. I think it's my second pair I have of each. Or besides that, I also like RTX MMA gloves. Those are great. But other than that, like clothes wise, I don't mind. Like it works. It's a rash guard, whatever. It doesn't matter. I haven't gotten that down to detail which rash guards type I like more than others.
Yeah. Okay, give us the top 3 of your favorite meals in Iceland.
of the Icelandic traditional food.
Yeah.
I think the lamb soup or the meat soup is kjötsoup, which is like yeah, a type of a meat soup from lamb. I like that. That's like a broth. And of Icelandic foods, well, I don't know. I think that's the first that comes to mind. To be honest, now when I think about others, I don't know. Because
Fair. I shouldn't be asking you about food when you're in fight camp, anyways. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, no good. The other thing is like I was raised in Iceland. I'm not fully Icelandic,
Yeah.
so it's not like I'm eating like these traditional foods every.
Yep.
It happens every now and then, rare. Like my mom is not cooking that type of foods for me. So
For
yeah.
sure. For sure. For sure. No, that's awesome. Now, I want to give you the platform before I let you go, man. I know you're super busy in camp. Um, is there anyone that you'd like to shout out, show love to, or any message that you'd like to leave out to the world ahead of this fight?
I mean, like shout out like my team. Yeah, like without them, I couldn't be where I am, right? And like my team, all my sparring partners, all my whole team and my family and just my friends. Like shout out to them.
Amazing. Love it, man. Now, if you don't mind, give a quick shout out to Cage Steel. Let the world know you're going to be fighting on
Oh
this
yeah.
upcoming
Oh
card.
yeah.
And also let them know that if they can't attend in person at the event, they can watch you from anywhere in the world. The live stream will be happening right here on millions.co. Let the world know, my man.
Yeah. So Cage Steel, huge shout out to Cage Steel because my whole amateur career has been on Cage Steel. So this is my sixth fight in Doncaster in Cage Steel. I love it. Great platform. Great event. Always on point. Huge shout out to them, to be honest. Really excited to go again in Doncaster. It's gonna be my sixth fight against a great opponent. He's from Doncaster, so yeah, definitely a big buzz around our fight because he's the local guy. So if you can attend to Dome in Doncaster, definitely do it. It's gonna be a great fight. Great night of fighting. Like there are a lot of titles on the line. So it's gonna be a huge event. If you can't, just make sure to buy the pay per view. It's gonna be an amazing fight night. And I will as always, promise a good show from me. And I know my opponent will also do the same. So it's gonna be a very very nice fight. Good fight.
Beautiful, my man. We're so excited for it. Let them know it'll be on millions.co for the pay per view.
Yeah, yeah. Millions LCO. It's gonna have the pay per view. Please buy it. Check it out. It's gonna be a great night.
Love it. Thank you so much for taking the time, champ.
Uh, Thank
Um,
you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Of course, our pleasure. Anytime you need anything, just let us know. But thank you again. Have a great rest of camp. Hope to chat with you again after the fight.
Yes, sir. See you guys.